What's up, Brewski? My name is Marco Dupa. With me, as always, the great and the powerful. It's Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
What's up, y'all?
Tonight's brew is a special one for you kids. If you're just watching, you can't see, but it's right there in your face. It's the Twisted Tea. Listen, I know this goes against...
Why are we doing this?
What's
happening?
Because it's, I believe, if there's anything American, you can't get more American than taking something as beautiful as iced tea and then just slapping the word hard in front of it.
Okay. Yeah.
And selling the fuck out of these things. And let me tell you something. These things have become ubiquitous. Mm-hmm. They're everywhere. Everybody's talking about them. Everybody's drinking them.
Are they?
Yes.
Okay. I must be off the loop.
You just don't have your head to the grindstone. That's not the expression.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that sounds good.
You don't have your feet on the ceiling of what the kids are talking about.
Yeah.
Okay? But
okay.
I do. All right? I'm on the TikToks.
Okay.
You see?
Yeah.
I look at the hashtags. Do people still hashtag?
We do. Is this like replacing the seltzers?
We can talk about that.
In the Grand Seltzer War?
Because I'd like to talk about that.
Okay. All right.
But before we talk about that, we have to talk about the other stuff that's on tap. So, number one, I'm sure if you guys are on Twitter, you will have seen, maybe you didn't see, because maybe you hit your rate limit. They had a real weird, funky issue, and we're going to talk about that and like where we go from here, because Threads is right behind the corner.
Yeah,
right around the corner. I don't know expressions today.
That's fine. You know, we lose our idioms sometimes.
I'm an idiot.
Ah.
What else we got?
We also have the second official Dune 2 trailer.
So a little minivan, a trailer.
Little mini trailer.
And last but not least, we'll just recap our 4th of Julys. Yeah. America. All that and then maybe something else. Who cares? Who knows?
Who cares? Who knows?
But before that, let's crack these open. This is episode 397 of the One Beer In podcast. I almost made it through the whole intro without cursing.
So close.
I did. I don't know. Oh, you wouldn't have known. Well, I don't know. It is funny. Like,
did you bleep it or did you just?
I didn't bleep it.
You dropped out the audio.
Well, because the bleeping. So here's the thing: the bleeping's funny.
Yeah.
But if we cuss too much, and when I say we, I mean me. If it's too much, like it starts to get to a point where it's like beep, beep, beep. It's over and over and over again. So I just started taking them out.
That's fair.
I don't think this is.
It's not going to work.
No,
sorry.
It's not. I could have kept trying, but
Yeah.
Square peg.
You should call her.
All right. This is the One Beer In podcast, the podcast where two brews crack open a brew and we see where that one brew takes us. And as I said, I'm Marco Dupa. That guy is Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
Buddy.
And speaking of Adam Obesius Rodriguez, he's going to tell you a little bit more about what we're drinking tonight.
Oh, I would love to. This is the Twisted Tea Original Hard Iced Tea. We don't have a cold read on this, but we do have the website, which goes as follows. The one that got the party going. Original, OG, king of the hard teas. You said it, not us. This is the one that got us started. Made from real brewed tea and natural lemon flavor. Twisted Tea Original is refreshing, smooth, and of course, a little twisted. Great for sharing with friends too. But if you want to keep this 12-pack for yourself, we don't blame you. Comes in at 5% ABV.
What kind of alcoholic shit is that?
I don't know.
If you want to drink this whole 12-pack by yourself, we're okay with that.
We won't tell.
That That's so fucked
We'll
up.
never tell.
But you know what's funny about that being part of their advertising is like it's true. You can just down these things.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I'm getting that sense. It doesn't taste twisted.
Have you ever had one of these?
I don't know. If I have, it's been a very long time.
I've been choking these things down. I can't buy them for the crib because I will go through a
run
12
through
pack.
'em, yeah.
Because they don't. There's not even a lick of alcohol in
No,
these things,
no,
or
no.
I guess in
Flavor.
the flavor profile.
Yeah.
It is just a giant can. This is just an Arizona iced tea, which, by the way, Arizona does a hard tea. They're all doing them.
Interesting. Okay.
So to get back to your original question, yes, I do believe that these are taking over for
Celsius.
yeah. I think the seltzer game, excuse me, it's kind of hit a snag.
It feels like it. You
Yeah.
know, like I don't know. I don't know the demos. I don't know. How people are feeling in the streets, as you say, with your head to the grindstone.
Listen, I can tell you
But
what they do in these streets.
it just feels like seltzers have really just petered out.
That's not to say that people aren't still drinking them. Truly and
White Claw.
Natural, I think, is one of them.
Uh-huh.
They're all still doing numbers, I'm sure.
I'm still seeing White Claw commercials.
Yeah. And people still go out and just drink a bunch of seltzers. So they're not taking over. Let's just say that. I don't think that the teas are going to do better than seltzers, especially in like late night situations where it's like, you can get a vodka soda or you could just get like a seltzer and kind of peter off, right, at the end of the night. Not saying that I do that, okay?
Sure.
I would never.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever had a seltzer out.
Yeah, no, it's not something I would order.
Yeah.
Not
to say that I'm better than that. I am better than that, but I'm not saying that.
Well, there's just always better options out there. Mm-hmm. I feel like a seltzer's like
Or cheaper options
sure
that are as good.
yeah. Well, in that case, like if you're at a bar, I would just get a vodka soda, like you're saying, instead of a seltzer.
Yeah. Like those like pre-made vodka things. It's just like what's
the point?
Just get a vodka soda.
Yeah, what's the point? Yeah. I mean, the point is convenience, right? For you to have it at home. But if you're out already, I don't see a reason why you would ever get White Claw or something.
The second I've left my house, I'm inconvenienced. So
we're already here.
Yeah.
Let me inconvenience someone else.
Right.
And have to make something for me.
Right.
So I feel like I deserve that when I'm out.
Yeah.
And put on clothes.
They need to make that drink. They I deserve this service.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I paid you good money. You're gonna fucking make my drink.
If you're at like I don't know, like a concert or you're watching a game somewhere, I understand if you're getting yourself a seltzer. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's a fine option. Or if you're out at a party and that's what they got, you're at a barbecue, it's hot out, you want something refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there's no like bartender there mixing drinks for people. Mm-hmm. Something light, something easy.
Something easy.
Not high in the calories. Mm-mm. Sure.
Yeah.
But I'm not going out and getting a seltzer.
No. Well, speaking of barbecues, get-togethers with the boys and the girls.
Hot times.
We're recording this day after July 4th's.
Some call it
hot
July
times?
5th.
Did you see? Yesterday was the hottest day in recorded history.
Yeah, we're doing fine.
It's the hottest day on Earth.
Don't worry about it, everybody.
It was an
It's
average across the entire globe was an average of, I think, 18 degrees Celsius, which you're like 18 degrees. That was across the entire globe. You know the parts that are just snow?
fine. The places that are supposed to be just ice,
Everything's fine.
it's fine. Yeah,
Everything's
Don't
fine.
worry about it.
So on the hottest day in recorded history was also 4th of July.
Yeah.
So
As God and George Washington intended.
that's right.
Yeah.
So that is partly the reason, mostly the reason, 90% of the reason why I wanted to do this on the show. Was because they're just fun drinks. They're silly little guys,
Yeah.
and I can't escape them. Okay?
All right.
They've become a meme with the red light friend group. It's just like, hey, we're gonna have Twisted Teas. We got a whole case of Twisted Teas, and then if that wasn't enough, somebody else was like, "Hey, I got Twisted Teas."
Oh,
like we
God.
didn't already have a fucking whole pallet of them.
Now, are we talking original? Because I've seen that there's an entire plethora.
We got the variety pack.
Oh, wow,
So I've had
okay.
every flavor so far that they've had.
All right.
Half and half, peach, raspberry. I've had the Rocket Pop one,
Ooh,
which
okay.
is some people not a fan. I think maybe the best flavor. It tastes like a Rocket Pop.
Huh. I mean, what's more American and more summer?
That's what I'm talking
Than a
about.
Rocket
That's
Pop.
what I'm talking about.
I see this sweet cherry lime. That sounds pretty good to me.
That one I have not had. Sweet cherry lime.
Yeah. I think I like the sounds of
Tell
that.
you what, yeah. Not the mango. I've had raspberry. None of these other fruit ones.
Okay.
The raspberries in the variety pack.
Okay. There's a pineapple. There's a light. There's a peach.
Had the light. Lights.
Okay.
Lights. I don't. I just the light's not necessary.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we're already drinking juice.
Well, it's for the the seltzer folks. It's a a bridge for them to come across
Yeah, I guess.
to the Twisted Tea side.
Don't even touch. The
Don't
juice.
entertain them.
Yeah. Listen, if I got my cooler full of light beers, some Twisted
Mm-hmm.
Teas, and you're like, there's no seltzers, and you're like, we got light Twisted Teas. I'm like, just leave. Don't even drink
Get out
my.
of here.
Just get out of here.
They also sell them in pouches.
Yeah, we joked about getting the pouch, but we got not a pallet. It wasn't an actual pallet of Twisted Teas. It was a case, just one case. Okay.
All right.
So we had these, and we just had a nice pool party, 4th of July thing. Nothing crazy, but it was a great time. You go to somebody's apartment, you take over.
Yeah.
If you got enough people, you take over a corner of the pool, and everybody just kind of like looks over, and they're like, "Man, are they really just going to commandeer the grill?" Yes.
Yeah. They will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we did.
You just have to look like you're in charge.
I did. I had my captain hat on.
Perfect.
No shirt,
Yep.
flip flops. Mm-hmm. That's what you do.
Yeah.
And they're like, that guy, he belongs there.
Yeah.
And then you just stand around with your arms on your shoulders,
Yeah.
or on your hips rather.
Yeah.
And you just look at what you've done,
Yeah.
and you just survey.
Survey your land.
Yeah. And people go, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
That guy seems like he knows what he's doing.
It's his domain.
Yeah. And that's what I did.
Well, good.
It was fantastic.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for all you guys, happy 4th of July, I guess.
Okay.
It doesn't, right now, I'm not going to I don't want to get too deep into it, but it just,
Sure.
considering everything that's happened, especially
yeah.
recently, especially in this state,
Yeah.
all of these, you guys, if you don't live here, you don't know, but on
Oh,
July,
they know.
Well, yeah, I guess
They
that's
know.
true. Yeah, you guys do. You probably do know. We've been making a lot of noise on the world stage.
Sure.
July 1st, a lot of different laws went into effect. All of the crazy shit that you've been hearing about coming from Florida, all of those laws went into effect July 1st. Mm-hmm. And then 3 days later, we're supposed to be like, America's
Yay.
awesome. It's so great that we live
Yeah.
here, and this is happening to us.
Yeah.
So,
Well. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I felt the same way. But in a way, I felt patriotic because I know that we can be better.
oh,
And
wow.
I have hope that we will be.
Are you running for office?
That's why right now I'm announcing that I will be running for Grill Master on the next 4th of July. Yeah. No,
It's a big responsibility.
I understand. It's
The hopes and dreams of the entire party rest on your shoulders.
anyone who wants to be the Grill Master shouldn't have that power. It should be thrust upon you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be your responsibility.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a calling. It's not a something that you take joy in receiving. It's not
a
a
privilege.
gift. Yes, right.
It's not a right.
So
And if you fuck it up, that's it.
It's over.
Because here's the thing. It'll never be forgotten. Every
Right.
year, if you're at a party with the same people, they will go, get that motherfucker off the grill. You
Yeah,
know what he did
yeah,
last year?
yeah.
He turned our burgers into hockey pucks. Get the fuck
Yeah.
out. Go sit down. I don't care if you're wearing Nike Monarchs. You sit the fuck down.
yeah.
You could have 12 kids. You don't get on the grill anymore.
It only takes one.
I I couldn't deal with that kind of humiliation.
Yeah.
Me personally, I would just, kill
Yeah.
myself.
Well, you gotta bleep that out now.
We're almost 18 minutes or 20 minutes in. It's fine.
You can still get demonetized for that. You would jump in the pool.
I would jump in the pool and wait until I couldn't hold my breath anymore.
And have to get rescued
Yeah.
by the real grill king.
He'd jump in, shoes first.
Yeah.
And he'd sink all the way to the bottom so that they're like anti-gravity boots.
Yeah.
And then he just gets under you and pushes you
Yeah.
up out of the water.
Yeah.
That's a real grill master.
Like a dolphin. You just
Yeah.
fly out.
Just fucking- yeah. So I had the responsibility thrust upon me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pretend like I wasn't excited about it though.
Sure. I mean, it does feel good when people entrust you with the meats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I love having the trust of the meats.
He's got a trusty meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to beat the grill master someday.
Well,
I actually, that reminds me, I did have a humiliation back in the day when I grilled one time, but I was just a babe in the woods.
Yeah.
Didn't really know what I was doing. And I left some hot dogs on an open flame.
oh no.
And, got distracted, walked away, came back. Someone opened it, and they look like Slim Jims. They look like black licorice.
Oh no.
And, you're right. It took at least 5 years for me to really come back from that.
Yeah.
And even try again.
Yeah. You've gotta outpace it. You've gotta get some more cooking under your belt for people, especially the people who are there.
Sure.
Right? Because
Sure.
you've lost your grill master privileges, at least for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, you can work your way back up by like cooking nice dinners for people.
Yeah.
And they're like, who made this? Oh, Adam was chefing in the kitchen. Oh, nice. And then slowly but surely it starts to erode the memory.
Yeah.
Until it's distant. And then people, they don't even, like if you were 18, 19, 20,
Yeah.
you get into your 30s and people aren't. But if you consistently fuck that up,
Sure.
or you don't do enough, because they're only memory, because people think like, I've cooked dinners for people where they're like, Marco knows how to cook this, this, and this, and
Yeah.
they were good. So if I ever fucked up on the grill, they'll probably hold on to that. But then I got some recipes under my belt that can, get me
Yeah.
back in people's good graces.
Sure.
It's
Yeah.
and the thing is, nobody teaches you how to be a grill master either. It's something that, when other dads watch other dads cook, they're like, this is how I do it. I think though sometimes they're looking and going, that's a solid technique. I might have to use that one.
Yeah.
Never thought
Yeah.
about doing it that way. So I know that's what I mean, not a dad obviously, but when I've watched other people on the grill, I think like, I never would have thought to do that.
Yeah.
Or like, oh, that's a good idea there. I might, but you don't say it out loud. You just go,
Yeah. You learn along the way, but it's a path forged by yourself. Mm-hmm. It's a lonely road.
oh yeah.
What's funny is my dad is famously not the grill master for those reasons, because he is notorious for overcooking everything.
Yeah.
And it's just because we're family, it becomes a term of endearment in a way. Like, oh, don't let him get near the stove, don't let him
Yeah.
get near the grill.
Don't let him
gonna
cook.
It's gonna burn it. So in a weird way, I've had like a reverse sear method of teaching him
Yeah.
techniques of how to properly grill a steak
Yeah.
or a burger. And
Not chicken though. Your ass be overcooking chicken. You know
that's
that.
true. Look, I fully admit to that. I would rather have
So paranoid about chicken. It's crazy.
I would rather have a crispy, dry ass piece of chicken than risk
there is a
salmonella.
There is a recorded, tried and true internal temperature of chicken.
Yeah.
That
I don't trust that.
yeah, I know.
It's got liquid in it. Nah. It needs to be dry. I need to dunk it in sauce to
Yeah.
make it palatable.
You know what we did this year? We sous vide a bunch of the meats, right? Had them in like a not a grill, an igloo,
Okay.
Cooler.
Yeah.
and had the circulator going, warm water, and just keeping them.
Yeah.
And they came to the perfect temperature. And then we just slapped that meat on the grill. Boy, howdy.
Yeah. It's a good way to do it.
Man, oh man. And I had to share the grill with some. Oh God, I don't even want to get into it. It's just too much. It's too much now. It's too much now.
Heavy as the head.
There's one thing you don't want to do as a grill master, and that's share the fucking grill.
Oh no.
I was trying to be as nice as I could be, but these people were taking dog. They had shrimp skewers, and I was watching her, and I'm like, you don't want to.
Yeah. Overstep.
Yeah. So I'm trying to be nice. I'm
Shrimp takes
making
like a
jokes
minute.
and stuff. I know.
That's
the
it.
second it changes colors, it's
Yeah.
like
We're good.
That's
Yeah.
it. Shrimp, I think shrimp has to be the easiest thing to cook in the world, right? I mean, I think the only thing easier is ground beef because it just turns black.
Yeah.
Yeah, like once it comes to that nice brown color, it's like it's done.
Yeah.
The things in nature that God hath bestowed color changing abilities to.
Lobster.
Lobster, yeah.
Crawdads.
Most seafood like changes color
Sure,
and lets
yeah.
you know. It tells you
Fish turns white.
I'm done. Yeah. And she had these skewers. They're done. I'm looking at them. They're fucking done.
Yeah.
They're done. And she's just flipping, and I'm just like, oh, probably grab one of those, right?
Yeah.
You probably take one of them. I'm making jokes like, yeah, everybody's like, and she's like, I think we got like maybe a minute or two, and I'm like, you're killing me. You're killing me, and you're killing your friends and family.
Enjoy your rubber.
So she turned, and they're just black on one side, and she's like, those are done. I'm like,
Yeah.
gotta be
Yeah, they are.
like, good call. And
You're
then,
right.
And then you know what this lady did? Man, she took a can of beans, opened the top, and then just stuck them right in the middle of the grill.
Oh no.
And I was just like, what's happening? I told you, because I built the fire, right? And you did what you're supposed to do. You make your pyramid in the middle, and you blah blah blah, and you spread it out.
Yeah.
Problem was we didn't have enough. I didn't put enough charcoal in there. Like there just needed to be just a little bit more. And I wanted it to cook a little bit faster, so I spread them out a little too soon. So like the corners didn't get ashed over the way I wanted them to get ashed over, right? So now we've got cooling spots on both sides, which, by the way, I'm going to talk about later in the show.
okay.
Way later. Part of my cheers. But cooling spots on the ends, right in the middle, is where it's ripping.
Yeah.
And that's where she decided beans go there. The burgers, she's cooking them on the cooling side, and I'm like, they're never going to cook.
She's slow cooking them.
Dude, just low and slow. Low and slow with
Sound
these
like my
bubbles.
burgers. Yeah.
Bro, it took forever. You know how long it took? It took so long that we had to take the food off the grill and reheat it, because it took them so long that I was like, we're losing heat, because we couldn't close it we just didn't close it because there was too many people going back and forth, because it didn't make any sense to close it because we kept fucking lifting it up, so you couldn't get a nice internal heat. So we just left it up, which probably made it take even longer.
Oh, yeah, for
and we
sure.
lost the heat on it, so we had to reheat it. So I had to put more charcoal in there, redo the whole thing, then get a new grill going, and then she put her fucking burgers back on and burnt them motherfuckers. So she put them in. It's like it's a whole thing. Tell you what, she is apparently a really good cook. She owns a restaurant, but she ain't no grill master. All right,
It's a different skill set.
Yeah.
It's its own unique thing.
she ain't earned her stripes.
It's its own unique thing.
Yeah.
I've learned over time.
Yeah. So happy 4th of July.
Yeah.
ladies
Happy
and
4th of
gentlemen.
July.
Yeah.
Despite it all,
No, yeah.
we
I'm just complaining about little shit. It was a great day.
Yeah.
Had a great day. Friends, family, got drunk, ate a bunch of good food, swam in the pool. It's a fantastic day.
same here. Went to our local pool around here with Sherry, and we swam around a little bit. I had a couple of brewskis, and made some dogs.
Some
And it
dogs.
was a good time. It's a good time. We found out that our beef expired. Couldn't do burgers
Well, when did it expire?
a couple days ago.
You could have still ate that.
Well, I didn't want to risk it.
I know.
So we ended up getting Five Guys to make up for it. And just so you know,
did they just see you walking in and they're just like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
just so you know for next year, Five Guys Burgers and Fries open regular business hours on 4th of July. I think it's for all the failed grill masters.
I can't imagine a universe in which I'm eating someone else's burgers on the 4th of July, especially a franchise. As much as I love me some Five Guys.
It was fantastic.
I bet it was.
Tasted
I
very
bet
good.
they put their whole ankle in it.
Yeah.
Especially on a day like that.
I tasted the freedom.
Yeah.
It's great.
Not their freedom.
No. I tasted their capitalism. But good nonetheless, just in case you have an issue at your next 4th of July.
Yeah. Keep that in mind.
Yep.
If you're a loser. Speaking of capitalism, you like that?
It's pretty good.
Let's get into this Twitter Elon Musk rate limit thing, because it was a real fun time.
It was a good day and a half of fun across Twitter.
Yeah. So this is obviously this is reporting happening a little bit later, and I'm sure that not as of this recording, as of you hearing this, the rate limit thing is probably, well, I know it's done because it's done. They're not. But it was really interesting because out of nowhere, he announces on his Twitter page that we're gonna start throttling how many tweets you can view. And
Right.
well, do you have the tweet pulled up, or do you have an article pulled up?
I have an article pulled up from AOL.com because it's always 1999 here.
All right. Well, let's just throw it to the official word then.
Well, Elon Musk said about these new restrictions that were applied, quote, these restrictions were applied to, quote, address extreme levels of data scraping and system manipulation.
System manipulation.
That sounds official, right?
Let's just keep going. We'll express ourselves.
The Tesla chief then later added that the, quote, rate limits were increasing to, quote, 8,000 for verified, 800 for unverified, and 400 for new unverified. He then followed it with another update, raising the limits to 10,000, 1,000, and 500, respectively. It remains unclear for how long the new restrictions will be in place, as many users continue to face the, quote, rate limit exceeded, please wait a few moments, then try again message. So he capped it all off by saying, I'm doing a good deed for the world here. Also, that's another view you just used. So,
wait,
clearly,
he actually tweeted that?
he did. Clearly taking it very seriously, as expected.
God, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
What you know what? God, I have to gather my thoughts. There's so many opinions I have on this. One of them is that it's so interesting, fascinating to watch him do this kind of shit and then make fun of it.
Yeah.
And people are just like, that Elon.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I misquoted because I should have said this before. He started off with, we are all Twitter addicts and need to go outside. I'm doing a good deed for the world here. Also, that's just another view that's another view you just used.
I mean, he's so full of shit. It like, I don't understand how people can still, how can you, because here's the thing. When you click on that tweet or when you look at his page, his sycophants are in the comments like, yeah, you guys all need to touch grass. We all need to.
Elon.
They agree with him.
Yeah, of course.
But it's any and everything that he says, they just agree with. They just go along with. So when he's talking about touch, so 1 minute he's like, we all need to spend every waking moment on Twitter because this is where you're going to get, this is the information superhighway now. This is the internet. Twitter is the place to go. It's the public forum. It's freedom of speech. You need to spend all your time here. Every time a YouTuber uploads something and they complain about YouTube, he jumps in the comments and he's like, why don't you just come on over to Twitter? You can fucking post whatever you want.
Concerning. I'm looking into it.
Looking into it. Theo Von gets that Roseanne episode booted, and he's like, hey, comedy's free on Twitter.
Yeah.
And then the second something like this happens, he's like, we all need to just take a break and go touch grass, right? And it's like,
I mean,
you don't get to say that to people.
It's clear to anyone who's not up his asshole that this is not something he wants.
No.
He didn't want, like, there's clearly an underlying technical problem going on that he doesn't want to address.
I mean, it's very, it's counterintuitive to the entire business model that he created when he took over.
Sure. Well,
How
the biggest issue with this entire thing is not just, you and I having issues seeing more tweets of, dogs doing handstands and whatnot,
Great videos.
Yeah. But it's the larger issue of people and what Twitter's kind of, I don't know, put its stake in the ground about, which is being a genuine breaking news source.
Yeah.
Above all else, it is the place where if something is happening, people and journalists can immediately tweet about it before it's even put on their websites.
Yeah.
It is an immediate posting forum for people to go to.
Right.
And because of this exceeded limit thing, it's caused people to not be able to see important news stories and and post important news stories.
Yeah.
Which is again one of the founding benefits of Twitter.
I mean, that's what and now outside of the breaking news aspect of what Twitter was and what people want it to be, Elon himself wants it to become a money-making machine. He wants to monetize it, right?
Sure, yeah.
So how do you do that?
There's nothing inherently wrong with that.
No.
But if it comes at the cost of the community that's pre-baked into this thing, unless you're going to recoup that community by bringing more people in somehow, you're going to lose. It's not going to work.
Right. So how do you impose rate limits on what tweets people can see while also being a ad-supported business model where you need people to see tweets?
That's the other wrinkle in this entire thing is clearly this was an accident.
Clearly.
This was not meant to happen. This wasn't a plan. This was them in the background shuffling things around to make Twitter still work.
Yeah.
Generally. Because, I mean, the entire ecosystem is built on advertising revenue. And if you can't see enough tweets, you're not going to get that revenue. It's just not going to work out. So anyone that's thinking oh, this is, 4D chess that Elon's doing here.
Yeah.
No, he's not. There was a mistake that happened behind the scenes very clearly. We don't know the details of it. Some people speculate that their licensing with Google just expired, and so suddenly they're forced to go in the back end and figure out how to make the platform still work without Google. But
from what I've read, that's been the prevailing theory, is that they needed to slow down the traffic on Twitter. So if you hit people with rate limits, you have this window of opportunity to get in there, move all of their assets onto their own servers without people noticing.
Yeah.
Without there being a hiccup in the system. But the hiccup in the system is these rate limits. Now, number one, you gotta really, really be on Twitter to hit those limits. I feel like. Did you hit one?
No,
I didn't hit one. I mean, I'm on Twitter a lot, but not that much. So I don't know how people were hitting them so fast.
Well, people that are on Twitter professionally,
those
are
people
bound to.
They're definitely, and those are the people that I feel the most bad for. 2 years ago, when he hadn't taken over, and when it was just, people they had built their entire careers on the traffic that they were getting on Twitter. That was what they did.
Yeah.
There's people who professionally tweeted shit.
Right.
I can't imagine not being in control of your own destiny in that way. That, I guess, everybody who uses the internet in some way to put themselves out there, because it's the only way to really do that, we're all kind of beholden to what is gonna if YouTube shuts down, we'd have to figure something out.
Yeah.
We would be asked out as far as the videos are concerned. If SoundCloud shut down, we'd have to figure something. So it's all these things. It's we don't have our own server. We haven't built.
We'd have to, if all else fails, we just have to host our videos on our own website.
Yeah.
That's the workaround for all this. But that takes money. That takes investment and all this stuff.
Right.
So
at the end of the day, I just can't imagine watching as some psychotic 12-year-old took over the thing that I was using.
In spirit, 12-year-old in spirit.
Yeah. And is just at a whim doing whatever he wants with it. I mean, I would be very afraid.
That's been the entire back and forth with this whole thing, because moving on to sort of our next subject, which is
Threads.
Threads, yes, Threads. The answer by Meta for Twitter.
Yeah. This is the real Musk versus Zuck.
Yeah, no, seriously. I think, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this whole like fight preamble thing has been, it influenced Zuckerberg to be like, you know what? Fuck this guy.
Yeah, I'm going to pull the trigger
I'm going to put this out right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, Threads just launched. And with that, I think it was like a press release or something, basically saying this is an option for people who want a social media site that's run by like stable adults, essentially.
He's like Suge Knight at the Source Awards.
Yeah.
You want a website where you can post your tweets and not have Elon Musk in the background dancing in all the videos? Come to Death Row. Come to Threads.
Yes. Zuckerberg is social media Suge Knight, for sure.
Yeah.
That's how I'd describe him.
Yeah.
But as a rebuttal to that, apparently Musk tweeted out like their privacy mandatories for you to sign up, essentially, and it's like, yeah, of course, all your data is being sold. Like that's it is what it is. That's.
I mean, he's saying that like that's not what's happening on Twitter
or Facebook
or everything
or
else.
Instagram, which is where this whole thing is connected to. Anyway,
well, that's all Meta, so that's.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But if you're already in the ecosystem, because this is Threads is a spin-off of Instagram. It directly links to Instagram. It's like a word-based Instagram is what's kind of being sold as.
Okay.
So
that's kind of what he tried to do with the Messenger from Facebook. Remember, he split off Messenger and turned it into its own app, like it was going to be a.
It's its own thing.
That was a horrible idea, by the way.
yeah, it was. It It still is. It's still its own app.
That's a bad. It's not. Mark Zuckerberg. Listen.
He had maybe half a good idea.
I was just like, that's all this man has done. He has made so much money.
Yeah.
Off of one decently good idea that he might not have even come up with.
At the right place at the right time.
It's crazy because everything else he's done, I'm like, that's a boneheaded thing to do. Yeah. Splitting off Messenger and making it its own app. Why the fuck would I want two Facebook apps?
I don't know.
To have to go back and forth to?
Yeah.
That was a crazy idea.
Right. So,
honestly, you know what? I'll say this. It was definitely part of the reason why I deleted Facebook.
Because it started to just take over your entire phone?
Well, just that it became like it just became like I was looking at it and going like, what am I even doing on here? Why do I have this? And I'm looking at everybody's Facebook statuses, and I'm just not interested in your dog pictures and your baby photos. Like I'm not. I just don't go on social media for that purpose. Like I keep up with friends and stuff, but so I'm looking, and then the memes are like 12 years old.
Of course,
nobody's posting anything that's like super relevant. You got people arguing about silly things, and then you also have it to where they're like trying to take over your entire social media presence. They want everything, because when he bought Instagram, it was like, all right, so now he has two of the biggest social media sites plus Messenger. So now I have 3 Facebook apps technically on my phone.
And then Instagram trying to do TikTok.
Yeah. Well, before that, Instagram trying to do Snapchat. Yeah. Which obviously the stories, ripping off stories was actually a good idea. But it wasn't his idea. He just ripped it off from Snapchat.
Right.
So he stole Snapchat's idea. So now technically it's 4. I was like, so that was part of it. Like I didn't have Facebook Messenger. So I told people on Facebook, like, don't message me on Facebook because I don't have
I
that
won't
app.
see it.
I'm not gonna look at it. I'm not gonna download a second app, a proxy app to this one.
Sure.
And now with this thing, I'm like, I kind of feel like unless Twitter just shuts down completely, which is a real possibility.
Yeah.
I don't know. You downloaded it.
I did. We're officially on Threads.
So follow us on Threads.
Follow us on Threads. No, I literally minutes before the show started, I downloaded it. I opened an account on it. They make it really easy to transfer over all of your friends and stuff from Instagram. It's really seamless. You know, take that for what it's worth. It looks nice. It looks clean. I don't know if it's just for mine because it's already set this way, but it's in dark mode, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
It looks pretty. It's clean.
Dark mode all the way.
But I think this is you know how everyone was like, oh, join Pelican or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Like, those never stood a chance.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Unless they did something completely original and unique that these other apps didn't do, they didn't stand a chance.
Right.
This is easily the biggest chance to kind of sweep kick.
The leg, Johnny.
Yeah. Twitter. You know, like, this is the first actual competitor
Yeah.
that I see having any real potential. And I've seen all day. I mean, we'll see if this continues, but all day. What am I saying? I just downloaded it. In the minutes that
20 minutes.
In the 20 minutes I've downloaded it, I've gotten a ton of messages, notifications, I should say, of people joining.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I've seen on Twitter too, like a bunch of people like, yeah, follow me on here now, which I haven't seen before with these other apps.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them were either in beta mode or they were doing this weird invite only thing where it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know how you think you're going to get millions of subscribers if I have to have a download code
Right.
to your new
So you can test it out.
yeah, like, hey, listen.
Yeah.
Like, the majority of us are like, I don't need to get into your exclusive club. If I need
No.
to find somebody who give me a code, then fuck it, I don't want to get in.
Right.
Like Clubhouse. Remember Clubhouse? Yeah.
Nah. Yeah.
Blue
and-
Sky is the biggest one right now, I think, other than Threads.
Okay.
Blue Sky is probably the biggest one. But that one's still invite only because I think it's still in like a beta. But it's like, again, how the fuck am I going to... I don't care about any of this enough to beg for a download code.
Right,
If
right.
somebody's going to give me one, I'll take it and I'll jump on and see what it's like. But I'm not going to be like, yo, where them codes
Yeah,
at? Where
let me
them
get a
invites
code.
at, dog?
I
Trying
need-
to get on that Blue Sky.
I need to see what people are already tweeting
yeah.
in this new app. Yeah, I don't know. But that, I mean, exactly. You're saying exactly why Threads has a real chance. Because it's not invite only. It's, it's baked in now if you have Instagram, essentially.
Yeah.
It's so easy just to be like, let me download, let me shift over my entire profile picture, friends, everything else automatically. And suddenly I have this built-in social media platform.
Yeah.
That will easily take over what Twitter does.
You know, the first thing that comes to my mind, well, it literally just popped into my head just now as you were talking about that, is I have Twitter separate from Instagram, and I like it that way
Okay.
because I can go on Twitter and say some kind of
Spicy
crazy
stuff.
shit. Yeah.
Well, you don't have to link your Instagram. You can make an original account on Threads if you want.
Okay, maybe that's what I'll do. 'Cause-
Yeah. Make a Finsta. Make
Yeah.
a Fred. A Freds.
Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can't.
Get a little Marco After Dark.
Yeah, I got some spicy opinions and posts that sometimes eke out, on my Twitter page.
Okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
I can't have my my aunts and uncles be like, hey,
Don't want to cross those streams.
I'm going to get a call from my mom like, you said what? Like, that was Marco After Dark. You're not supposed to see
No,
that
you're
person.
not. It's not safe for parents. Sorry. Yeah. That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Fair point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
We'll see. We'll see what happens. This is we're in the Wild West again. It feels like Elon, the great disruptor that he is. I give him credit. Him taking over Twitter and pulling it apart piece by piece, like a gorilla in a room full of servers, just like snatching shit off the walls and throwing it.
Yeah.
He's made it so that he's opened this door, right? There's this like, you know, black hole in the middle of the galaxy where people are like, if I just time this right,
Yeah.
I might be able to take that spot.
Yeah.
So he's left it open for people to, if they do something smart. And Zuckerberg, for all his bad ideas, I mean, if it's as seamless as you say it is, and as nice looking as Instagram is at its peak, not when they get weird with it, but
Yeah.
you know, I'll give him that. There are, if it's a, basically all you need to do is really a Twitter clone, and you need the thing that Elon doesn't seem to understand is that the reason that Twitter is so successful is that there are funny and interesting people who want to post things and have other people laugh at their things, right? So when somebody tells a funny story that goes viral, then you get funnier people who live on Twitter
Yeah.
to repost that thing and make it even funnier. Then it becomes a thing. Then it starts to become a part of the culture, the conversation that we are all having at the same time.
Yeah.
Right? So when you go on and you see somebody getting a bunch of people complaining that they're, you know, a wife and a husband have coffee in their garden every day, and you're like, fuck those people.
Yeah.
You laugh because you know what conversation I'm talking about.
Right,
We're
right.
all having the same collective conversation. And what he doesn't seem to understand is that you need those people for this thing to be a success.
Yeah.
The people who paid your $8 or $11, whatever it is now, to have the blue check marks, and you've pushed them to the top of each comment section, of each thread rather, and somebody posts something, and the first 50 tweets you see are just the unfunniest human beings on the planet,
Yeah.
just the cringiest, just worst posters ever, giving their shitty opinions and getting ratioed, or their replies getting hidden by the original tweeter because they have fucking Chrome extensions to hide tweets.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you have that going on, you're losing the market that created the thing. I don't know how he is on Twitter as much as he is and can't seem to understand that he's alienating the people that built the thing. So if you get enough of the Dragonflies, Jones, Van Lathens, a lot of black Twitter, you get enough of these guys and girls to go over to Threads and start posting the way that they do on Twitter, he will have a real problem.
It seems to be happening.
So
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right.
All right. I think the last thing we have is the Dune trailer.
Dune.
And I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't watch it.
Well then.
So we can watch it right now.
Okay.
I'm going to pull it up.
All right.
I can pull it up on my computer.
Fine.
I got everything else going on.
Let me pull it up on my phone because honestly, the speakers on this are better than that one. Dune 2.
How shitty is his laptop, guys?
It's awful.
I think he's got to pull it up on his phone because the speakers aren't good enough.
I don't have any more security protection on this thing. They literally, Google told me you need to buy a new Chromebook. This one's too old.
They're like, listen, we're not fucking with that one anymore.
No, it's over.
So deal with that. My mom, dude, she called me and she was like, she was on her Mac, her iMac, and she got an email or a message or something that was like, your security's been compromised. Download this thing. And she immediately downloaded it. And I was like, God damn it. It's like, stop. She called me like, 9:30 in the morning, and I'm waking. I'm like, what's up, Ma? And she tells me this, and I was like, stop downloading things. Just don't download things anymore. And she was like, I don't know. And I'm like, just stop. Okay, let's do this.
All right. Well, we didn't officially announce Trailer Trash
We did a little bit in the beginning.
in the beginning, but we need to intro it properly.
Of course. Trailer trash.
Trailer trash.
So Dune 2.
Dune Part 2.
Dune Part 2. Your father was a weak man.
Was a weak man.
Was a weak man. I like seeing Christopher Walken working.
Of course.
He's so
Who doesn't want to see Walken working?
Walken working. No, that trailer it was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot. Didn't like how much it was.
Okay.
I think it was a little too much.
Okay.
I'm hoping. I mean, the first one is like what, 3 hours long?
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that was just like, glimpses of what we're going to see. Like, there's a lot more to it because that felt like a lot.
Yeah. Knowing the book, it was a lot, but I will say not enough to let you know what's happening, really.
Yeah.
So I don't think too much was revealed for you.
Yeah. Sometimes you think that these trailers they reveal too much, and then other times it's like if you don't do well enough in stuff gets leaked and
Sure.
you go on IMDb and you can look at the entire cast and crew. So, for instance, Josh Brolin showing up in the trailer. It's like
Sure.
you can be upset that they get reunited and you see them getting reunited, but like if you go on the IMDb, you know that he's in the movie. So it's like, is he in the flashback or is he just in the movie? It's like, he's in it. So why? I think the marketing team is like, why hide that part? Let's just get people excited about.
I'm sure there were hours-long conversations, boardroom meetings about what to reveal and what not to.
You think?
I think so. I think it has to be a conversation of like, what is worth revealing and not keeping as a surprise for the actual movie, and what is something we need to show in order to get butts and seats.
I think you're giving them way too much credit.
Maybe I'm just hopeful. I hope that's what happens.
I think that's a one meeting, and it's one PR guy and one.
They get an editor
executive.
on it. They're like, give us a cut by the end of the week,
right?
And
they
puts it together.
I bet you they don't even watch the whole trailer. They're just like, this looks good. I like the. And that's it.
Yeah.
They're just like, get it out there. Let's go.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a lot of money that they put into marketing. So
I think that's the biggest assurance that they're taking it seriously is how much money these movies cost.
But it's crazy how often these trailers are so bad.
Sure.
When they put so much money into it. You've got so many people making these decisions. How can people watch these trailers? Not to say that this Dune trailer is bad. It's not. But I'm just saying there are bad trailers where you're like $100 million of this reported budget of this film was marketing. And this is the best y'all could come up with.
And it's also hard too because not to change the subject from Dune Part 2, but there's a new trailer, second trailer for Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah.
And I've seen some negative responses to it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Obviously, like the movie is for a lot of people is like highly anticipated based on it being a Scorsese film alone, and it got good reviews in Cannes. But Cannes. But the new trailer, like it's almost like too modern. And it seems like it's kind of it's
it's just scenes from the movie cut to No Church in the Wild.
Yeah, I mean, no,
the Throne.
essentially, like it seems like the trailer, the song choice I think is the major issue here.
Yeah,
because it's like backed by Native American chanting, which is fine. Obviously, makes sense for the subject matter. But then it's like there's like almost like a hip hop beat behind it.
Yeah,
and so it's throwing a lot of people off.
And then it's Ice Spice.
Yeah, I did featured on the soundtrack. I didn't hate it.
You thought I was feeling you?
I thought it was fine. It is a fine trailer. We're not covering that though.
Yeah,
but that tweet actually brought up a good point, which is,
what's wrong with you?
Alicia's all the way over there.
Look at her just off camera.
I thought it was over here.
Bring her in.
Okay, here.
Come on.
Here you go.
She might as well cameo now.
Yeah, she needs to.
There you go. Okay.
Oh.
No, don't put it on her.
Oh, she's got hair on her face now.
It's okay. Here, let me grab this.
Oh,
It's okay.
Look.
Look at the baby.
You're on camera.
Show me the baby.
Show me. I want to see the
I want to see the baby.
Finish her. Oh. Okay. All right. There you go. I'm in the middle of a diatribe. Get out of here.
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry for the listeners out there.
Yeah.
There was a tiny chihuahua in my hand.
Finish.
But that tweet actually had some fallout from other people saying, no, it's actually a good trailer. It's just not meant for you. Like, this trailer is meant for people who haven't read the book, don't really care about historical dramas, and are like, the everyman who wants to see an exciting movie because there's lots of explosions, there's gunshots. It looks like a Peaky Blinders episode,
I don't really like that response either, though.
Why?
I get tired of people who I'm starting to see a lot of this, like, actually, that bad movie was pretty good. I'm seeing it because you look at one fucking pro Zack Snyder tweet and then you get like 1,000 of them.
Sure, of
So I
course.
get a bunch of, I see
Yeah.
a lot of tweets on my, like, not my For You page, not the following page, but like the For You page.
Yeah.
Which, again, another bad idea from, like, it just doesn't work anymore since Elon took over. We already talked about it.
Yeah.
And I see all these tweets about, like, Batman vs. Superman was actually a good movie, or Man of Steel was actually a masterpiece. You guys just
Right,
didn't, so on and so
You
forth.
didn't get it.
If you have a major criticism of, like, that trailer, for instance, and it's like the music's too modern, it doesn't fit the time and place of the movie, and then other people go, but it's good because other people are gonna like it, and it's like that's a weird way to respond to that.
Sure. I guess my only defense to it is basically they're not wrong. Like, clearly, trailers are advertising, right?
Yeah.
It all boils down to ads at the end of the day. So ads are for different people. You design them for different audience groups, people who may be interested in watching your movie. It wouldn't surprise me if that was the thought behind it. We're going to make the first trailer the Oscar baity, like, film nerd, like, catnip,
Yeah.
all it needs is to show some of the stars, make it very dramatic, and that sells it alone. The second one, we're going to open it up a little bit. We're going to make it more for the everyman, the person who may not know, all of Scorsese's over,
Yeah.
like someone who's just out to see a movie on a Friday night that wants to see something cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get that. I do think that it is false advertising. I think a little bit.
It can be. Yeah, it can be. If the movie doesn't live up to that spirit of the trailer, then
Right.
sure, yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
Don't try to get the everyman with action sequences that aren't actually action sequences.
Sure.
When they're like, yeah, I mean, somebody's going to get shot, but it's going to be this long, drawn out. I mean, this movie's like 4 hours long.
Well, and reading the book, if they stay true to it, which I assume they do based on every interview I've watched or read on this movie, it's not, it's not a shootout every couple minutes,
Yeah.
like, that's not the point of this story. It's a drama. It's a dark, historically true drama.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But I can see why there would be a different approach to different trailers,
Yeah.
is all I'm trying to say. Now, this one, for Dune Part 2, seems along the same lines as what we've seen from Dune Part 2 so far. They're showing a little bit more of what the story will be. And an interesting thing that I heard, putting my head to the grindstone, is that they're actually going to wrap up this story with the sequel to Dune, the book sequel, Dune Messiah.
Uh-huh.
And it won't end with the first Dune book. So, that being said, maybe Dune Part 2 is going to finish the book, and then Dune Messiah will be Part 3, which will be very interesting.
Okay.
So, we'll see what happens with that.
I didn't even know they were doing a trilogy.
I thought they were.
I didn't know.
Yeah. We'll look into that.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying I didn't know. How do we feel about this trailer?
That's exactly what I was going to say. Not trash. Not trash for me.
yeah, it's just not
It looks great. You
Dune.
know.
It's Dune 2.
It's Dune 2. It looks beautiful. Great actors. Doing great acting.
Yeah. I didn't need to. This is, again, one of those trailers where you're like, I mean, it's great. It's a great
Yeah.
trailer. I didn't need it. It's
I
not
was
like
a
I
little-
wasn't going to go see Dune.
And honestly, the only reason why I watched it to begin with was because I've read the book, so I know what the story does.
We get it. You read.
I know where the story goes. So I didn't feel like I could get spoiled because I kind of can't. But yeah, I mean, I think the trailer just does more to get you excited. It's coming out this year, right? October.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We did just watch the trailer. Just missed the release date completely.
who cares? Not important.
All right.
Yeah, not trash.
Not trash.
Not trash.
Not trash.
Honk honk.
All right. Let's top this baby off. Ready?
Yup.
Guys, you know what we got to do.
Yup.
It is now time for cheers of the week. So, Obi, what's your cheers, my friend?
My cheers of the week goes to A Few Good Men. Yeah, I mean, I just recently rewatched with Sherry. Sherry, first time watcher. I have seen the movie in the past. But it had been a while since I've watched it. It's been a while. But upon rewatch, it definitely holds up, and it is, very clearly an Aaron Sorkin script.
Oh, yeah.
And I love the earlier works of Sorkin because it is less indulgent into the Sorkinisms, but the wit is still there.
Yeah.
The quippiness and the tightness of the script itself is still all there. It's very smart. Certain elements of it don't quite hold up to today's pessimism about America.
Yeah.
There's like an idealism about America still in there that is kind of sadly missing today.
Yeah.
But it's nostalgic in a way that if you watch it thinking about the 90s, like the early mid 90s.
Yeah.
And it's just an interesting watch. It's like a time capsule movie in a way, but also timeless in a way. It feels like they could have done that movie in the 50s too.
Yeah. And you
Um,
can do that movie now.
You do it right now, yeah. But certain
Please
things,
don't.
No, don't remake
Please,
it. Please,
God, don't.
But yeah, no, it definitely holds up.
Or have Tom Cruise play Nicholson's character.
I am dying to see more bad guy Tom Cruise. We
Yeah.
need more bad guy Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
and I hope as he ages out of the action star, he becomes the character actor.
Yeah. That he really is.
I really want to, I'm dying for it, man.
Yeah.
I just want him to age into this character actor that can kind of do anything. That's neither here nor there. Great movie. I think everyone's performances are top tier. It is one of those movies that feels like a stage play. Obviously, inspired by. But yeah, I mean, I think you owe it to yourself to watch it. It's just a great movie. And as someone who loves a good courtroom drama, it rarely gets any better than that movie. So
Yeah. It's
can't help but recommend.
I mean, I may have even sang its praises on this show.
I think you probably have.
Yeah.
Probably have.
It's one of my all-time favorite movies ever.
Yeah.
I put it. I mean, when you do lists of good best movies, I always like to do best and then favorite, because The Mummy may not be the best movie ever made.
Sure.
It's definitely in my top 5 favorites of all time.
Of course.
So, yeah, Few Good Men is right up there. I mean, it's top 3 and it ain't 3. I love that movie so much.
Yeah.
It's I mean, every time back when we used to have cable.
Sure.
When people had that. Remember cable? Remember the channel TNT?
Yeah.
Remember that? If it was just on, it's the perfect rewatchable.
Yeah.
Because there is a moment in that, because it is like the way that it's framed is like a play, right? Mm-hmm. So each set piece, you're like, oh, now they're doing the part where what's his face has disappeared. So now they have to figure out what they're going to do because he was their star witness and
Right.
he was going to crack this whole thing open. So now they have to figure that out. And fucking Tom Cruise is panicking. And,
Yeah.
when they find out that he killed himself, and he's drunk and loses his shit because he knows the fucking trial's over, or when they go down to Guantanamo Bay, like each one of those scenes are
Gitmo.
like set pieces.
That's Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah,
I know.
those they're like you could just drop in and go, oh, this is interesting. And like you said, like the script itself, it's so quick and witty and smart that it sucks you in immediately.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Great movie, great cheers. All right. My cheers of the week is going to Apartment Grills.
Is that a guy?
That's my new rap name.
Apartment Grills.
Apartment Grills. I got to shout out all the Apartment Grills over the years.
Okay.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah. We got one here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I bet you do.
It's nice.
I bet it is.
It's a nice grill. Got two. We got two of them.
I've seen some of the worst. I've seen things that look like a Neanderthal put them together and was like, "This how we make fire.
Yeah.
Burn meat over this and eat good." And then I've seen Brad's last apartment had a big green egg in it, like a $4,000
Incredible.
smoking like cook
Can
perfect.
Can we just show up there? Can we just go back?
We had half a mind to just go back to his old apartment. So
Is it
it's-
like bolted to the ground?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like they like built around it so that like you can't it's in there.
Yeah. Smart.
And I just find it endlessly fascinating every time I go to a new apartment complex where a friend's living or a girlfriend's living or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, look at that thing. Like
Take a look at that thing.
my townhouse where we live, the grill there. I mean, it's not an old neighborhood. It's like maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah.
And the grill looks like a relic of an old time. It's
Someone just brought it from the old place.
yeah, and they just slammed it into the ground and they were like, deal with it.
There you go. Enjoy.
So and the one that we were using yesterday, bro. Excuse me. This is a tip to all the grill masters or aspiring grill masters. If you're using propane and propane appliances, I think you're pretty good. Just be really careful with that because that's obviously a danger in and of itself. So read up on propane and get really, really good and really. I think anybody who's using a gas grill should be a fucking expert in
Yeah,
propane,
yeah.
right? If you're using charcoal,
Cooks
which
clean.
is the way that God intended.
Okay.
Yes.
See where your
Yeah.
alliances lie.
Oh yeah, I look down on people who use Listen, I've used gas grills before, and they're great.
Yeah.
They're more convenient. They're easier,
Yeah. You get a consistent heat.
for sure.
Yeah.
Just cook in your fucking house if you're gonna do all that. Yeah, I'm one of those guys.
Uh,
Okay.
It's not an open flame. You need
I,
the open flame.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. An open flame created by gas, by this constant pss of gas
taste
coming
the
through.
meat instead of the charcoal.
No. God intended for you to grab coal out of the ground and burn it until it ashes over, and
Yeah.
then you use that to light your
Yeah.
meats. Okay? So if you're a charcoal guy, I want you to know 2 things. I see you, brother. And number 2,
Enjoy the struggle.
clean the bottom of the grill. Get that ash out of there immediately, because you know what happens? Science, baby. The ash sits in that grill and it eats the metal and it destroys the bottom of your grill. This happens to everybody. I see it all the time. That's what happens with most of the grills that you see at apartment complexes. You see all these holes and you're like, oh, they just leave them out and they get rained on. Wrong.
Yeah.
It's people don't fucking clean them.
Right.
The grill that was at this apartment complex had these massive, it looked like a monster had chewed on the bottom of it, like these huge holes. I was actually kind of scared to use it.
Yeah.
And at one point, like oil from someone's
no.
previous had dripped and it hit my foot. Yeah, I was not happy. I was not happy. So I was looking at that, fascinated by the fact that it's still there and not maintained, and it just made me start thinking about all these different grills that I've seen over the years. And so just shout out to all the grills. Shout out to
Shouts to the
apartment
grills.
grills. All right. One last thing before we get out of here, we gotta tell people what we think of these twisted teas, or should we even rate them?
We should. We had them. You know, I feel like any beverage that we bring to the table, regardless of its beerness or not,
Oh yeah, you guys did shit on that mom water.
we did. we did. So I feel like we need to. We owe it to Twisted Tea
True
for
that.
for sort of hosting this, this episode.
Right. So what'd you think?
I mean, having not had this at least in a very long time, if at all, ever. You know, you're right. It tastes like tea. It tastes like a cheap convenience store tea, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Is the flavor complex? No. Is it very boozy? Not at all. Would it be refreshing on a July 4th evening?
The
Yeah.
January 6th evening.
January 6th evening, while you're doing whatever you want to do, you know?
Yeah, man.
God bless America.
Just let us know where you were.
Yeah, it'd be super, super refreshing. And I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
4.5.
I really enjoy it. I think it has a time and place. And would I seek it out if I wanted beer? No. That's not what it is.
Right. No.
But it's so refreshing. It's fun. And I think the non-beer lover in your friend group would actually really dig this if they're a sweet tea fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4.5. All right. I think I'm gonna do something real controversial right now.
Do it.
I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 6.
Wow.
I'm giving it a perfect score, and you know why? Let me just say something right here, right now. If you're listening to this episode, or let's say you're looking at the scores and you're going, Marco gave Twisted Tea a 6 out of 6. What the fuck was he thinking? It's not that it's the best malt beverage that I've ever had
Sure.
in my life.
Sure.
It's not that it's better than any of the other beers that I've given 4s and 5s and 5.5s.
Yeah.
It's that what it is perfect for what it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It does
I'm-
what it sets out to.
Yeah. I'm not comparing this to any... I'm not comparing it to the beer stod that we had.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that is a perfect lager. It was
Right.
amazing. It tasted delicious. And it did exactly what it intended to do while kind of elevating the flavor of a pill. So I'm not comparing it to that. The scores aren't like 1-to-1 scores. I'm saying that for what this is, a hard iced tea, this thing is fucking delicious. And I could drown in them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just can't think of anything that's wrong with them.
That's fair. That's
You
a
know
good
what I'm
point.
saying?
That's a good point. Yeah. It's a very good point.
So, 6 out of 6. maybe put an asterisk next to that.
No, we're keeping it. We're keeping it. It is a 6. If it's a 6, it's a 6.
It's a 6. All right.
I respect it.
I stand 10 toes on my ratings. You know what I'm saying?
I respect it. I can absolutely see where you're coming from on that.
All right. 4.5 for you, good sir, and a 6 out of 6 for me. You think we got it?
I know we got it.
Well, then let's get the fuck out of here. This has been the One Beer In podcast for myself, Marco Dupa, for Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
Keep it twisted.
Thank you guys for listening. Drink delicious beer or a sweet malt beverage made with brewed tea. And have yourselves a beautiful evening.
We love you.
Cool.